tonight on the menu is steak and kidney pie. Now I know a lot of you are going to be like, ew, ugh, kidneys. Ugh. But no, look, you don't have to do steak and kidney pie. You can just leave the kidneys out. You can add a little more ale, put a little more vegetables in, and make a steak and ale pie. You can put mushrooms in. You can do whatever you want. I'm putting kidneys in there, and I like that. I like kidneys. They're gonna be some royalists out there who are going to yell at me because I'm not gonna do it. Very traditional, British steak and kidney pie. Um, there's gonna be a lot of pie makers out there. They're gonna be quite upset because I'm going to use pre-made shells. I can make pie pastry, but I don't want to right now. I have a lot of other stuff on the go, and I don't want to. For this recipe, you're going to need a little bit of kidney. Great deal, $4.73. Piece of beef. In this case, I'm using top sirloins because it was on sale. You could use anything. Some green onions at the end. Garlic. 2-3 onions, depending on your taste. If you like more onions, put more onions in. If you don't like them, take them out. You can also use leeks. Very nice. I use a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. I'd rather have good English mustard, but I don't have any right now, so I can't use it. So I'm going to use Dijon. You need various green herbs, like herb de Provence or whatnot. Little Worcestershire sauce. A little bit of all-purpose flour. Tender flake pie crusts. Now, you know what? It's not as good as your mom makes. But you know what? It's not bad. We'll dress it up to make it look more homemade. Also, beef broth. This is on sale, 2 for $5. Nor is a good product. You can get low sodium if you'd like. But it's up to you. And of course, we're gonna need to have, in this case, rum. JD Shore Maritime Spiced Rum, brewed in Halifax. Little Bulwark cider, a little bit of No Boats on Sunday, and I picked up Bavaria. I'm actually going to use some beer in the actual recipe. I'm not just going to drink it. People are afraid of kidneys. I don't know why. They're a beautiful piece of meat. Organ meat's wonderful. Liver, heart, kidneys. People don't want to try them. And we don't eat enough of this stuff. And if you eat a hot dog, don't pretend that this is disgusting. When we go to clean a kidney, what we're going to do is going to take all these lobes off, and we're going to discard this fat. So I'm just going to trim this all up here in a bit. So when you're done, you're left with all the lobes, which I've cut in two, and this is the little weird bit in the middle. I'm not going to show you any more of that because it could be a bit off-putting. But then I'm going to want to soak this in a little milk. You don't have to. It just gets rid of some of the more irony flavor and makes it a little more sweeter. I'm going to chunk these up, fairly good size. You're going to want to know that you're eating some steak. Now, chopping up the kidneys and the beef should normally take 1 beer, but this is a tall can, so it should take maybe half a can of beer. I'll let you drink as fast as me, then you could probably snap back 2 or 3 of these mothers. If you want bigger chunks, put bigger chunks in. If you want smaller chunks, put smaller chunks in. Some recipes want you to flour the meat when you go to brown it. I don't, because what are you doing? You're browning the flour, and you're not browning the meat. So I'm gonna add a little flour afterwards to thicken the gravy up. But I'm going to brown this actual cubes. I'm gonna dry them out a little bit, cover them some salt, and just sear them off in a pan. You're just going to want to chunk this up. I like it kind of with small dice, like that. If you want julienne them. Choice is yours. It's your kitchen. You're the boss. drinky poo. Oh yeah. Sometimes the onions make you cry, and then you might need a little bit of rum. If you want to take the skin off of garlic, just push on it. And the skin just comes right off. When I cut garlic, I like to celebrate with a little drink. Again, if you don't have a bottle opener, just use a cigarette lighter. I find that the Godfather cigarette lighters open cider up real, good and stuff. It kind of reminds me of James Barber on The Urban Peasant back on CBC when I was a kid. I can understand now why he liked cooking so much. You're going to want to sear this off and do the meat off in batches. So I put a bunch of meat in there, brown off, transfer it over here. Okay, you're going to want to watch out for that rum. It's got kind of a bite to it. It's got 44% alcohol. Hear that sizzle? Just a little canola oil. I like using canola oil. What a lot of people don't do is they don't brown their meat properly. So if you're making a bolognese sauce with hamburger, like for lasagna or something, or for a stew, they don't brown it. You have to really brown it, get that color. It brings so much flavor to the... Oh, Jesus. It brings so much flavor to the meat. I'm just draining them off in a colander, The milk is kind of pink, just like that stuff you used to drink as a kid. If you want a chocolatey treat that just can't be beat, it's brown cow now, it's moolicious. But they had like a strawberry version of it. It's just like that. So I'm just going to let that go, and I'm going to rinse them off, and I'm going to saute them off with some onions and garlic, and the Worcester sauce, and then a little bit of flour. And I'm going to add the onions, and then the kidneys, and then I'm going to add the garlic. I'm going to sprinkle some flour in, and then I'm going to deglaze with some beer. Finish it off with some butter. It's going to give a nice richness to the gravy. I have a tablespoon of mustard. Like I said, English mustard would be better, but all I have is Dijon. The horseradishiness of the mustard, and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I think make a nice addition to the pie. Stir everything around, and then deglaze with a little bit of beer that I just spilled on the floor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape all the brown stuff that's left in the bottom of the pan. All that brown stuff is going to be flavor. I just burnt my fucking fingers. Anyway, I'm going to add some beef broth to this. I'm going to show you how much. Just going to cover it for now. Once it comes to a boil, you're going to want to reduce it to a simmer, which is still a little bit too much. If you boil meat, it'll turn really hard and end up probably taste like dog shit. At the point when you add your dry herbs, don't add that much. Be generous with it. Like I said, I'm more than capable of making my own pastries, but I don't want to, and that's fine. But I'm going to show you a little trick a little bit later with some eggs that's going to make it look like it's homemade. Here's the meat. I strained it, and underneath is the gravy, and I put it all together. And you just crimp the shell. I usually use my finger and my thumb, but I'm going to just use my 2 fingers and go all the way around. A little egg. Get your fork and give it a little how's your father there? A little. And just grab a pastry brush. Stick it in there and just paint. Just paint it. And when it comes out, it's going to have that nice homemade look. Now, this is what they look like before you put them in the oven, but just wait. It's going to look a lot better. You just follow the instructions on the box for the crust. It says 400 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes, and then they're done, and then you'll be finished. When your pie's done, just serve it with some mashed potatoes or some sautéed or steamed vegetables, a little bit of gravy on top, and that's a perfect meal. You don't want anything else. You have vegetables, potatoes, and this wonderful meat pie. Now you just stick your gazunder into there. Shit. So you have your pie. You just splash a little gravy on top of it. And you dig in. Oh, yeah, baby. Nice big bit of kidney there, look at that.